Hey, hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Oh my god, I've been waiting to say that for the last 7 years. I decided 7 years ago that I wanted to start a podcast, or I wanted to start a YouTube channel, or I wanted to start a vlog, or something on mental health. What I have been doing is I've been posting a lot on Instagram, but it doesn't come across fully, like you can't get the full depth, and it's never felt like enough. I guess the real thing, I suppose I better just welcome myself in and let you get to know me. The main reason that I want to start this channel is number one, I have been through an awful lot in life. I'm not going to go into that right now, but I've been through an awful lot in life, and I've suffered the consequences of it, and I have lived feeling like shit, and I don't want anyone else to live feeling like shit. That's the basic part of it. The other part is I'm a total introvert, so like my friends who are really close to me will tell you like, oh, I'm not like, they're like, you're not an introvert, like not with us, but like I am such a fucking introvert. Like I'm an awkward ass bitch. Awkward, 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 awkward. Anyone who's been with me in the past, any friends who know me in the past will tell you that. Like when you first get to know me, I'm super, super awkward. So this is good for me. I need somewhere to talk. I need a platform. I have this purpose in me that pulls me forward to help people grow from my experience, even if I don't tell the full story of it. And yeah, it's just something I wanted to do for so long, and I've put off because of anxiety and depression, and because of that little voice that lives inside your head that tells you that you are not good enough, or why would you go ahead and do something like that. So I'm shutting that voice up today, and I am doing it. Full disclaimer, there will, and trigger warning, there will be talk of suicide. Like I said, I'm keeping this video light today. I'm just letting you know the things that I suffer with, and if any of it resonates with you, you can come back and you can watch these videos and hopefully learn something from it, and I can learn something from you, because like I'm saying right now, like I'm not healed. I'm sitting here drinking a can of Coke and I have anxiety. I'm not healed, but I'm sick of waiting for the perfect day to do this and to put up the video. I'm sick of waiting to feel perfect. I'm never going to feel perfect. This could be a lifelong process, you know what I mean? So, and I think it helps people more when you are willing to do it in the darkness, when you're willing to show, like, I'm not perfect, I'm struggling, I'm not healed. And that's what I want to do with you guys, like, for sure. So yeah, I took down some notes because I knew I'd get a little bit distracted. Would it be my first video? I'm not cheating, they're literally bullet points, just as the things I wanted to talk about. So yeah, I did my disclaimer, like there would be talk of suicide, there would be everything. So the main thing that I want to kind of get out of the way of this video, not all of my videos are going to be about mental health. There's going to be some on spirituality, spiritual growth. There's going to be videos on how the subconscious mind works. There's going to be videos on medication. There's going to be videos on meditation. There's going to be videos on holistic therapies. There's going to be all different kinds of videos. And like this helps me not, like as I said, I'm an introvert, and like I don't want to burden all my friends. Like my friends might want to just talk about, like, which is normal, TV shows, or like what happened the other day, and I'm like, I want to talk about what fucking Eckhart Tolle said last night when I was watching blah blah blah. So this is just as me wanting to give to people, and it's kind of selfish too, because I'm an introvert and I can get it out here and I can talk about it and I can share my experiences and what I've learned. I've delved deep the last 2 years, um, and I'll get to that in a minute as to why. But I've delved deep the last 2 years into learning about my spirituality and learning about self growth, self love, all that kind of stuff. I'm still not fucking there, believe me. Did I say in the disclaimer there'd be bad language? I did say that there'd be talk of suicide, there'd be bad language as well. So if you're offended by that, I'm sorry, I can't help it. You're gonna have to off the channel. But yeah. So anyway, so my mental health journey. My mental health definitely started at around 11. Now, the closest thing I would say to this right now, for now, I'm just not ready, is that I came from a very turbulent childhood. Now, me saying that I've come from a very turbulent childhood does not mean that you and your pain, if you came from the perfect parents, the perfect family, you know, you had the nice house, you had whatever, or if you came from a single mom but she loved you, she doted on you, she whatever, or Even though I know that there can be issues there, but if you know what I mean, if you came from something perfect and you still developed these pains, something happened along the way that created them. And I just want you to know that just because I sit there now, oh, I came from a turbulent childhood, you didn't have to come from a turbulent childhood to feel pain. Like, you didn't have to. And that's just how it happened with me, and then a few more things along the way. But I felt the effects of the first when I was 11. I had long, and as this is icky, I have to admit, this is sticky and this is icky and this is horrible. Like, ugh. I hate people say when people talk about their mental health, they're talking about it for attention. Like, if I was talking about it for attention, I'd come on here and I'd be like, hi guys, I'm a beauty guru. Like, let's do our makeup together. Or, not saying that like there's anything against that, because I watch them sometimes to relax myself. So I'm not saying there's anything against that. But I'm just saying, I'd come on here, I'm like, my life is so together. I wouldn't come in and be like, I have mountains of baggage and here you go. You know, like, I wouldn't do that. I'm doing this because I suffer badly with my mental health, and I want to be a voice. I want to break the stigma. I know I'm only one person, but I want to help out in any way I can and make other people fucking feel less shit. It's my calling, it's my purpose, like, for sure. So the next thing I want to always say, oh yeah, my mental health journey. So I started to notice it around 11. When I was around 11, I had finally had enough, and I cut all. I remember I had long red hair down to my hip, and I cut it all off and I dyed it jet black. And yeah, that's not the sign of a little bit of something going on. So then fast forward to my teen. This is gonna be a really quick video because I am gonna do a story on my life. I'm just trying to explain to you now in an intro video as to why I feel like I have some things to offer. So fast forward to secondary school. Now, if I could have a euro for every time, my friend Dylan, who was actually here the other day behind the camera, we recorded it the first time, and I'm glad that I'm doing it this way. It feels more authentic. I'm just doing it one time straight through, no editing, no nothing. This video is gonna have no editing on it, like. So I'm literally sitting in front of the camera and recording and talking, and that's it. But my friend Dylan said the last day, he's like, Effie Stoneham, and that's the only way I can describe myself as a teenager. If you've watched Skins, then you will get it. If you haven't, maybe look her up on YouTube or something. That was me in secondary school, just off the rails, in a lot of pain, suicide attempts, like I said, um, suicide attempts, very socially anxious, but I would deal with it with overacting. So I'd go drinking, I'd go dossing, I'd go smoking, I'd go doing a lot of things that I shouldn't do at that age. Barely skimmed through school. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I passed my leaving cert. Don't ask me how, but I did. I passed my leaving cert, and I got through. But I was very unhappy, and I was very good at pretending that I was happy. I was the girl with the black eyeliner and like the kind of bad girl edge, like nothing can fuck me up. All the while, like, going home, like, crying into my pillow and not telling anyone anything that's going on. And I think that's the danger and the toxicity with teenagers. Now, I do think we are getting better and we're moving forward in the way, but they don't talk enough about their emotions. It's all about the swag, it's all about being cool, and it's so, so, so dangerous. Um, Another point I wanted to talk about is like being able to speak your mind. So when you have depression and things like that, a lot of the time the anxiety and depression are comorbid, and a lot of the time they'll come along together, and the anxiety kind of hinders you from being able to speak or speak your mind, or you feel false in social situations. So for example, somebody might say something to you and you mightn't agree, you might have a total different opinion, but you've just gone blank and you're anxious, and you'll just you'll laugh along or you'll whatever. And that's something that I'm breaking out of, and I like voice my opinion now. I'm getting there bit by bit. I'm getting there. I'm very vocal on social media and all that, but in person it's a lot harder. It's an awful lot harder. The main thing I want to talk about this is like, people don't understand. People say like with depression, like, just get over it. They don't understand that you literally have an inner critic living inside your head. It's like, and I don't have schizophrenia and I haven't diagnosed schizophrenia, and nothing against anyone who has schizophrenia, but even people with anxiety and depression, you live with this inner critic. It's like a second voice in your head that like constantly tells you. So you're getting ready to go somewhere and it's like, why would you bother even going? They're not going to like you. you're going to have nothing to say. You're going to have nothing to offer. You know, you're going to be the anxious one standing there staring and just having nothing to offer and nothing to say. Why are you even bother going? Or starting a new job. Like, I'm starting a new job at 7 o'clock this evening, so I better get my skates on. But I'm starting a new job at 7 o'clock this evening, and like, even at that, I'm like, am I going to be able to talk to my coworkers? Or, like I said, I'm not healed. Am I going to be able to talk to my coworkers? Or am I gonna be awkward? Like, I'm so awkward. I'm so fucking awkward. You'll see this through these videos. But I'm so awkward. But I'm just trying to give an idea of the things that go on within me that I'm going to heal while talking to you guys. I am not healed. I'm going to heal while I talk to you guys. So there's that. But the inner critic is a big one. I have to say, like, I watched this sketch before, and it was like this cartoon sketch on YouTube. And basically, this girl and this guy go out on a date. They have a really good date. They get on really, 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 really well. And then it shows the girl go back to her apartment, and she sits on the floor. And all of a sudden, there's this entity in the corner of the room. And the date went brilliantly. And all of a sudden, there's this like man sitting in the corner of the room, and he's like, he's not going to call you back. You messed up. Why did you say that? You sounded so fucking stupid when you said that. Blah 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 blah. On and on and on and on. And that's what the inner critic is like. You can't control it. If we could control it, I'd be out here like, I'm fabulous, I'm gorgeous. Like, no, you can't control it. And it's like this entity that you have to constantly fight with, and you have to constantly big yourself up. And it's just not easy. And anyone living with mental health, whether it be depression, bipolar, BPD, anxiety, like whatever the hell it is. Well, any ones I didn't mention, like, my heart goes out to you because I know what it's like to live like that. I have people say to me, you know, you're a pretty girl, you're this, you're that, like, you should just be happy. That's all we'll say on that. That's all we'll say on that. Another thing that I've suffered with is disorganized eating. So this is another thing, like, as I said, I'm just naming things out to see if anything is of relevance to ye. It's icky and it's embarrassing, but if it's of relevance, then let's keep these videos coming and I can help. Disordered eating, I'd call it. I don't have an eating disorder for sure. I have disordered eating, which means that it's not body. Well, I don't know scientifically if that's what it means, but to me, it means like I don't have um, body dysmorphia. I don't think that I'm fat. I don't think that I'm bigger than what I am. What I have is when I get really, really bad bouts of anxiety, I find it very, very hard to eat. And I've noticed in my friends who suffer with depression, they also find the same thing. So I could do videos on that and, like, again, I don't know the answers. Do the research, find ways to help with that. Because I think that's something people don't talk about. You think, oh, I don't have an eating disorder because, like, it's not about body image, but it is when it's like when it's disordering, you know, when it's disordering your life. And I could go 2 to 3 days with my anxiety with not eating, so that's something I definitely want to work on, and I want to bring you guys along on the channel on that journey. Medication, oh no, relationships, what do I say? Right, so I'm going to hold my hands up. I said that I'd be transparent on this planet, on this planet. I'm going to be a transparent parent on this planet. As you have to remember that I'm doing this video one way through with no editing, so it's going to be blundery. But relationships, I my best advice would say stay out of a relationship until you fully heal yourself. I will hold my hands up, and this is the hardest one to hold my hands up to, but it's true and it needs to be said. I have not been very nice in relationships. I cheated once when I was 19. Then I'm 28 now, like, you know, and I still beat myself up for it day in, day out, feel guilty. But anyway, in relationships, I have been known to be very needy. Not needy in the sense of like, cuddle me, love me, but just like, do you love me? Are you sure you still love me? Are you sure you're not mad at me? What's that for? Like, because I have triggers, I've been through some shit in life, and like I said, I don't want to keep bringing that up because you don't have to have been, you know, abused in life to develop these disorders, but I have been. So, like, in my relationships and with anyone with mental health, you can be snappy, you can be worried that the person feels burdened by you, you can be for worried that the person, you know, you might find it hard to trust and you might push them away and that hurts them. So my advice would be, and my advice to myself is to stay single until I'm totally, totally happy with myself. Unless I find that person that I really click with who is willing to understand my mental health and work with me, because I've had some shitty relationships in the past. I've been the one to cause the hurt and I've been the one who's been really hurt. And I think they both stem from not loving yourself and not being in a very comfortable situation within yourself, that you know your rights, you know your boundaries, you know how to treat other people. Like, I came to the realization lately that I don't have the right to walk into someone's life who's happy and carefree. They invite me in and I walk in and I go, "Phew." And that's not to say that you have to be perfect to be in a relationship, but I know where I'm at right now. I couldn't do it to somebody unless they had the patience for me. So yeah, relationships is a big one, and I will be doing more videos on that. um, Not achieving goals. So basically, I'm the epitome of that. It's been 7 years since I decided that I wanted to do this YouTube channel, and I'm finally fucking doing it. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Can you believe it? 7 years. So that's another thing with depression is procrastination. Like, you might want to do something with all of your heart and soul and be pulled to it, and there'll be signs for it, and you know that it's for you, and yeah, you're so depressed. You just want to, like, I'm sorry, like, but I said disclaimer at the start, all you want to do is stay in bed. You don't want to get up, you don't want to fulfill your passions. You want to, you do want to, but you just don't feel like you have the emotional energy. I spent a lot of time in bed in my life. I'm not gonna lie. I've spent an awful lot of time in bed, an awful lot of time isolating myself, and I could be sitting there going, I have 6 or 7 hours tonight to record a YouTube video, and I just can't bring myself to do it because I can barely bring. Well, do you know what? Unless I love baths and showers, I say I'd never bat and shower. It's that bad. Do you know, it's depression, anxiety, everything. It takes over everything. It just makes you like a shell of a person. And I want to heal. I want to motherfucking heal, and I want to bring people on my journey to do that. And that's why I'm being so vulnerable and so like, lads, you must think like this isn't. It's fun for me because I'm finally doing it, but it isn't easy for me to talk about these things. But I want to, because I want to help people. I really, really want to help people. There was a poem. There's a freestyle by Joja Smith, and the words of this really resonated with me. Joja Smith freestyle lifeboats. I'll say it again after, but I highly, highly recommend anyone listening to this song. But this came on at a time where I was judging today whether I should do the YouTube channel or not, and this really resonated with me. Joja Smith freestyle. How can you learn how to swim before you get in? Sometimes you gotta take the plunge just to get in. Life's not for the shallow, and your house isn't full of armbands. Stay afloat. Someone might reach out to help you. I don't know. I would. I would if I saw someone drowning in a sea of self confusion. I would want to be the one to know, to understand why their tide ain't coming in and their lighthouse ain't shining. And like Georgia Smith freestyle lifeboats on YouTube, that hit hard with me. It was like, you know, your house isn't full of armbands. You can't stay afloat. You have to learn how to stay afloat. Someone might reach their arm out to help you. You don't know. They might not. You have to learn your own resilience, and as well in that, just saying like, you know, how you gonna learn how to swim before you get in? How you gonna, you know, whatever, plunge yourself in. So I'm said I plunged myself into this today. I'm trying to see if I missed any parts on videos that I want to talk about. Gracious, my choosing goals, working, just saying about medication. Oh yeah, medication. So medication for me was a big one, and I'll be doing another video on medication as well. I was on medication for about 2 years, strong medication. I decided to come off it 10 months ago, and by God, whoo! Like, the side effects coming off medications like nothing you ever experienced before. And I did it because I thought, I've done so much spirituality, I've done so much mindfulness, like, I can handle this. So I came off the medication, and within about 3 weeks, I was suicidal. Not gonna lie. I will discuss my disorders here in a second, and like a lot of them are tied into like suicidal ideation and all this. But I was like suicidal. I fighted it because I always fight it like a motherfucking bitch. But I fighted it. But it was hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like all jokes aside, of course, it was hard. And I went back on a light antidepressant, which I will actually mention the name of and describe and everything in another video. We're talking about medication, but I just want to say that there's no shame in it. Like you'll have a lot of spiritual people preach to you like, oh, don't go on medication, blah blah blah. But if there's a time where you need it, just to take the edge off. Like I don't plan on staying on this medication full time, but right now I know that I need this antidepressant to take the edge off, so I can get shit done. I can go to work. I can fucking provide. I can take care of my responsibilities. You know what I mean? So yeah. So basically, that's a lot of stuff I think that I just mentioned there that I want to cover, and there's so much more. Like way down the line when well, my next video is going to be on the subconscious mind and how the subconscious mind works, which I'm really, really excited about. And then I'll do story time videos where I talk about my mental health, where I talk about, you know, different suicide attempts I've been through because they help people. Like, you know, resonance. Resonance is absolutely everything. So I hope that this was humble. I'm glad that I did it the whole way through. And I'm just very, very, very excited to share this with you guys. And I hope that some of it resonates. And I hope that my friends watching this are proud of me for putting myself out there like that. Like they know that my story goes so much more deeper than that. So there's a lot more to come. So just stick around, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you're looking forward to future videos.